Hey everyone, so this next specialty type of map is called what I'm calling the style comparer or the map comparer. It's kind of a little hard to just like explain, so I'll just show you what it is and then we'll get into how to do it. So you can see here it has two different maps, and as I slide back and forth we can see it shows each different map on each side. In this case, this is actually zoomed into a town called Lytton in British Columbia, which suffered a major fire. And you can see on the left the town before the fire, and the right the town and forest after, and it's pretty devastating. So this is a really great type of thing to do for this kind of comparison if you're trying to show some change. There's an example also on Mapbox's site of the same type of map. So how do we make this in our plugin? Okay, so we need to have two different maps because this is legitimately two completely different maps. So bear in mind that this is actually pretty cool. You can have points and polygons and lines and all kinds of stuff on each map, and it will shift. The points won't just be there for both of them. They can change over time as well. So your entire map will be included in the left hand side, and then the entire map will be included in the right hand side. So that means we actually make two maps. You can see I have two different maps here. I have map compare example 1 and map compare example 2. Now one of these is going to be like the base. For instance, if I go to the 2, it's not going to be, it's just the other map, because only one of them will be the one that you turn on the comparer for, and the other one is just kind of like getting included. So when I go to the map compare example 1, it just loads in as a single map. You need to use Mapbox or MapLibra for this. You can use either of them, but they have to be the same. You can't have a Mapbox map and a MapLibra map comparing with each other. They need to be both Mapbox or both MapLibra. So after you've made your map and you've done all the usual things, maybe you've added some features and you've done some other things, with your primary map, so kind of your first one, some of the stuff is going to apply to both. For instance, if you do the layout is not going to be different between them. It's going to take on the layout of the first map. Anyway, you get over here into specialty maps and you just turn on map compare and set your compared map. So you have to have also created the second one in order for this to show up. So you'll go and create the second one and blah, blah, blah. And then set this up, press update, and there we go. Now, one thing to bear in mind is that you want to make sure they're zoomed in and starting at the same place. You can see here that once I start zooming when it's actually created, they zoom together so that they're kind of like in the same place at all times. But if I have them starting with different latitude, longitudes, and zooms, then one of them is going to start zoomed way out to like the whole world, and the other one's going to be zoomed way in, and it's just going to be a bit of a wacky effect that you're not actually intending. So make sure that both the maps you make have the same starting view, and otherwise you can load whatever you want into them. You can see here on the second one we don't have map compare turned on, we don't need to, but it's set up just as its own map. So hopefully this gives you a little bit of information on how to do this. Feel free to ask questions if you're not sure, but I think this is a really powerful tool to create some pretty dramatic and important types of maps that you can use on your site. See you next time.